Hello everybody and welcome back to Sky Kingdoms episode 5. Yeah, you may have noticed the renamed title because I'm trying to get the mod pack approved by Curse and it keeps getting turned down because every title I pick is too similar to an existing mod pack or something, so I'm trying this anyway. So if next episode is renamed something else, well, you'll understand why. Either way, it's the same series. So I'm messing around with my villagers today and I have a lot I want to talk about. Yes, the gameplay as well, but today, I really want to get into my thoughts on the 1.19.1 controversy. Oh yeah, I'm diving into those waters. I'm going to get to that in just a couple minutes here, but first I want to talk about what's going on in-game because I have an iron farm that does not work. I cannot express my frustration at this. It's mind-blowing. Like, this is not a hard design. 3 villagers, 3 beds, up tall. There's nowhere else for the iron golem to spawn except for just above their heads in water streams that pushes it down in campfires. I am very frustrated. I have messed around with this for a long time, sort of not recording, just trying to figure out what the heck is going on, and I cannot figure it out. What I eventually had to do was take a break, do a live stream. So my kids, family, everyone was here. It was a little chaotic, but I thought, hey, you know what? I have an hour. Let's just do a live stream and try to get some help from my YouTube friends and see if you all can help me figure out what the heck is wrong with this iron farm. And you did. It worked, actually. So we spent about an hour tooling around with it, and we finally figured out what the heck is going on. And I think what it was the villagers actually had to sleep, and they couldn't sleep because they were scared by the zombie I have floating. Now, I don't have like a name tag or anything for the zombie, so it would despawn if I went, but I know they have to be scared to spawn an iron golem, so I just yeah, anyway, so yeah, I have a zombie who's going to be bouncing up and down in some water eventually, and that's sort of what we figured out how to do. Now, that doesn't stop from despawning, but at least that will scare the villagers. But unfortunately, yeah, if you take a look, this is right before I did the live stream and got it to work, so yeah, no iron golems. Unfortunately, I figure it's going to be quite a while until I can actually get a name tag. I could have possibly found an ocean biome somewhere in this world and done some fishing, I think, but yeah, I'll just get a name tag for villagers eventually, but I don't even have a lectern yet. Like, I don't even have enough leather or any leather to even get a lectern, so eventually what I'm going to do, look at this graphical glitch. How annoying is that? It's very annoying. That's how annoying. So what I decided to do was I built this Darkroom off to the side because, you know, in the Skyblock world, there's nowhere else for mobs to spawn, so mobs will spawn very frequently, so I'm just going to do a 2-block high, small little dark room, and I think zombies will spawn up there pretty much all the time. So anytime my zombie despawns, what I could do is just sort of break open the door. The zombie will be drawn over to those villagers, but nothing else will, I think, and then I can just sort of reseal it off, and then the villager will see it, and it should work. So, assuming nothing else goes horribly wrong here, I want to discuss what is going on with 1.19.1. Let's just get into it. Oh, gee. Okay, something went... Okay, Minecraft is telling me, wait, Fix, don't do this. You're going to make half of your viewers really mad. That's okay. That's okay. I hope we can all address this with calm and reasonable hearts, right? I think we can. So if you've been living under a rock, then you might not know that 1.19.1 brought player chat reporting to the Java edition. And man, people are outraged. And I'm a little confused on why, to be honest. And yeah, I know. Get ready. I know people are getting mad already. See, it's like, oh, he doesn't agree with me. Okay, just hear me out, okay? For one thing, I have recently learned, and this is shocking given that I played a Bedrock series for like 200 episodes in my YouTube career, and I was recently shocked to have learned that player chat has already been a thing on Bedrock for a long time. It's such a non-issue that I literally didn't even know that. And also keep in mind that 80% or more, maybe even like 90% of Minecrafters play Bedrock Edition. It seems to be weighted the other way because YouTube is a Java world. That's just seems to be how it is. Maybe it's the mods or just the way life has been or whatever, but you know, everyone plays plays Java on YouTube, but actually in reality, because of Switch and Xbox and PlayStation and console and Windows 10, like the mass majority of people play Bedrock Edition. They have chat reporting. I had no idea. So what they're doing is it's actually like a parody thing from my understanding. And if anything I say here is wrong, then you know you can correct me in the comments. You know because I could be wrong here. These are things I've just sort of learned on Twitter. So you know take that for what it's worth. Before I continue, I do want to note that I think that this is the part in the long play video where my iron farm has now started working. It's like after the live stream where we got it to work, because I'm pretty sure I have a big supply of iron now, so I can actually make hoppers, which is really why I wanted an iron farm, is just for hoppers, if nothing else. I mean, everything else is kind of bonus. But yeah, so if you're seeing like, hey, wait a second, you have iron, yeah, that's what's going on now. So I think the iron farm works. But let's get back to the topic that's going to make a whole bunch of you upset. So look, here's the thing. The one question that I want to ask people, and I haven't done this very much on Twitter, even though I've seen people complaining so much about this chat reporting thing, because I don't want to get into it. I don't want to stir the pot too much. But what I want to say, whenever people are like, oh wait, oh man, it should be up to servers to ban people or whatever like that. Well, what words do you want to say that you're so concerned that Mojang is going to like ban you for, right? Like, just tell me. And people won't say that, of course, because they're horrible words. Because remember, swearing is not a bannable thing. It's not. They've said it outright. Swearing is not a bannable thing. Bannable things are like threatening harm, racist things, homophobic things, horrible things that we can all basically agree are horrible things. Even people who say that stuff can generally agree they're horrible things, right? I mean, that's not really an arguable point. So if you're, hey, look at all that iron. See, it's working now. I got hoppers and everything. Yeah, okay. So look, some people then come back and say, oh, well, it's going to be abused by people. If it's widespread abuse, then I will retract my statement. I am trusting Mojang because they've been doing this for years on Bedrock. So I am trusting them to have like anti-abuse systems to deal with this. And again, I will say, if I'm wrong, if there is widespread abuse where people on like anarchy servers are just reporting everybody and everybody's getting banned, then I will say, hey, you know what? I'm wrong. They did a bad job. I don't believe that will be the case. So that's an opinion thing. I'm not sure. The other thing I hear people say is like, oh, well, there's going to be false bans or whatever like that. I don't believe that will happen. Outside of the occasional thing, which is going to be too bad. But if the occasional person gets banned from online play to save a lot of people from hearing really, really negative terms, negative words, bullying, all that kind of stuff, hate speech, whatever, then honestly, I'll take it. And maybe that's going to be an unpopular opinion, but like, if one person, even if it's me, if one person gets banned unjustly and the appeals process doesn't work or whatever, now they say the appeals process is going to be handled by human beings, I trust them at their word, people are going to say, oh, they're lying. Okay, well, we'll see. Time will tell, right? So I trust them because they say it's going to be handled by human beings. Okay, fine. So if I'm wrong, if there are a lot of people getting falsely banned, then okay, I retract my statement again. I don't believe that will be the case because, again, they've been doing this for years on Bedrock and, by the way, basically every other online game. Java is the outlier here in not having some sort of chat reporting feature in the gaming world, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't play a lot of games, but from what my friends have told me, that seems to be the case. Most games seem to have that if you have an online presence. So, look, I don't know. So, if you throw out the very rare, I hope, false ban, and you throw out the exploit system that I don't believe will happen, then all that's left for people to get mad at is that they can't say the words that they want to say. What are those words? What are those words that you think you should be able to say in a room filled with potential kids, potential minorities, potential anyone? I mean, no one should hear it. No one should hear it. The majority shouldn't hear it. Certainly not minorities should hear it. And I'm frustrated at the blinding rage in the community about this thing because I would like to think that the community that I love so dearly, this Minecraft community that I love so much, wouldn't like be up at arms in order to continue to say these terrible things. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know. So, you know, I would love to have a civil and kind discussion down in the comments about this and hear your thoughts on my thoughts. If I'm totally wrong, then let's have a dialogue about it. But, and again, I want to reiterate one more time before we put a cap on this conversation. If I'm wrong about the exploit, if the exploits are widespread, then fine, I'm wrong. Okay, I take it all back. And if if a lot of people are getting unjustly banned, then again, I'm wrong. Let's say that those things aren't going to happen. If they are, then time will tell, okay? Here's the great part about having iron, though, because now I have iron, I can make blast furnaces, and these are some of the recipes that I added to make this kind of like modded Skyblock. I mean, yes, it is modded Skyblock because I have the Conquest Reforged and Create, but I wanted to have like the hammer way of breaking down cobblestone into gravel, gravel into sand, because I thought that I don't need to do the grind for this series. This is about building, about hanging out, about this. I don't need to sit there and just like trade for a million years in a row. So I thought, why not use blast furnaces? It'll be a fun, new, different way to get that kind of stuff in Skyblock that I've not really done before. So, okay, so that's why I have blast furnaces, and this means I can put in cobblestone and I can get gravel, and once I get gravel, that means I can make coarse dirt. Now, there's another recipe that I think I'm going to add, and that's going to be, again, it's just a time saver, and if you hate it, that's cool, because if you like it, that's cool too, because you're gonna be able to get this mod pack with all the data packs that I'm adding as well, because I have to add them in the form of recipes. It's a really complicated thing. Unfortunately, because of the way the mod pack works, you can't add in data packs to do recipes and the mod that does recipes too, so I need to actually edit the mod that was made by Creative Realms to add in the recipes for the changes that I want to make, so I'm kind of learning how to do that on the fly. One of them that I want to add is I want to add 4 coarse dirt into 4 regular dirt, and what that's going to do is just save me from having to put it down and hoe it for a billion times in a row, because again, I'm building a landscape here. Just hoeing dirt forever doesn't make for the greatest ever YouTube content, and it's not something I'm just hugely interested in, frankly. The first recipe I did as kind of a test was I did the rotten flesh to leather conversion. It's just something that I wanted to add. It's something that we had on Realm of Vast in my old server that I did for years, and it makes sense. There's really no use for rotten flesh outside of, I guess, cleric trades, right? So why not? Even if you could compost it, that's fine, but you can't, so fine. Now we'll be able to have bookcases, because if I'm building a huge thing, I'm going to want to have a lot of bookcases for interiors and stuff like that. It just gives a use for all this endless rotten flesh that I have too. But yeah, the next thing I'm going to really need is I'm going to need some sort of automatic cobblestone collection thing. So I made this little tiny general smooth stone collector. I don't have Silk Touch yet, but this should scale up with time. Like once I get a beacon, I should still be able to use this. And yeah, I'll probably end up moving it or whatever to a new place. But for right now, I should be able to just sit here and AFK. I'll just put a book on my mouse and just let it roll. See, I put a slab there, should hold me in position. And I can just do this forever. Now that I have a hopper, honestly, so what I'm going to do in this series is I'm not going to mine any more cobblestone really on camera, even on the long play. I will edit those out. I'll just, if I say, hey, I need a chest full of cobblestone, then before I get up to go do the dishes or something like that, I will just put a book on my mouse key and mine all this stuff and then come back and have a double chest of cobblestone until I get enough lava. And that's really turning into a problem, my lava situation. I'm going to build out a large sugarcane farm, just manual, just something that I can just run by and just harvest a whole bunch of sugarcane, because the only way that I'm going to get emeralds at first is probably trading with a villager. And so I'm going to need to get first 9 sugarcane to make a lectern. And once I can make a lectern, then I'm just going to need a whole bunch of paper trades to get emeralds, so that eventually, hopefully, I can get a name tag. That's really what I'm after, is I'm after a name tag, because my zombie over in my farm keeps despawning, and I keep having to go over to my dark room, break a block, and let him in. So yeah, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a sugarcane farm, and it should be good. The lava situation, though, is not resolving itself, because I've been playing this world for over 100 days now, and that includes a lot of AFK time that was not on camera. Yeah, that's true too. But unfortunately, out of that 100 days, I have 0 Wandering Traders spawn. Now, I don't have a lot of spawnable platforms in this world. Most of my world is lower slabs, but there are some. I have some spawnable places, and I have had no Wandering Trader spawn. Maybe they spawn on the sort of outlying islands, but those feel like they're pretty far away. I haven't counted the blocks. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. I feel like those outlying islands are far enough away that a Wandering Trader wouldn't spawn. But I need one, because I need one to sell me a dripstone. That's really a problem. Once I can get 1 dripstone, then I can make more lava, and then from that point, the next thing I'll do is I'll do an automatic sort of TNT lava or cobblestone lava duping. You know what I'm talking about? I'll do a cobblestone farm where it drops the TNT and breaks the cobblestone, puts it in hoppers. I think I can do that. I've seen a couple farms on YouTube that look simple enough that I can probably figure it out. It's all about just sort of redstone timing, and yeah, I can probably work it out. The problem is I don't have any dripstone, and I have no way to get dripstone. I don't want to add a custom recipe because it's something that's in the game. It's just a waiting game for me, honestly, but it's really hampering my ability to do much outside just manually harvesting all the cobblestone, which I can keep on doing, but again, I'm doing this for YouTube, so it does change perspective just a little bit here, So I don't know. I'm not going to add a recipe now, but I'm not saying I never will if a wandering trader just never spawns in this world. I don't really know why they're not spawning, actually. After harvesting a whole bunch more cobblestone, then putting in the blast furnace and getting gravel, I made a whole bunch more dirt, and I'm going to try to take my dirt and go the whole way out to one of the islands that has grass on it, because I want to get grass into my center island, because I want to get animals, and I think you need grass to get animals to spawn. This is probably going to be another big AFK sort of thing. Once I get this dirt path there, I'm not going to be able to stand on my center island because grass won't spread. So what I'm going to have to do is probably build a little AFK spot like halfway and wait until grass spreads, and then build another one like almost the whole way in and do that. But yeah, so what I did is I leveled the taiga area, but leaving one grass, so that should spread. I'm gonna throw down 3 blocks here, and then this should eventually spread. I just need to be really close to it so that it will spread. So it's time to AFK a bit, I think. The last thing I did this episode is I actually started building a more proper storage hall, understanding that this is, again, just temporary, but right now all my stuff is just randomly in chests, so it's time to actually start to organize a little bit. So I built a little bit of where a house will maybe eventually be once I start building and stuff like that. One thing I haven't figured out yet is where I'm going to put the surface of the world. I am a little bit conflicted. I have this great mod that adds all of the animal sounds and the wind and the birds and all that kind of stuff that you hear. But unfortunately, if you go down lower, if you go down under Y63 or whatever, then they stop, because in Minecraft you would be underground. I really like those sounds. I think it adds a lot. My initial plan was to put the sort of surface, like the water level of the ground, at Y0, and then let the ocean sort of be down under Y0, but I don't know. I really like those sounds, so I don't know. I have some thoughts, though, of what I might do next episode whenever I actually start building a landscape. It's going to be a little painful, though, until we get a dripstone to get more lava, because I'm going to have to actually harvest every single bit of cobblestone myself, and that doesn't seem very fun at all. But I think that is going to do it for this episode. If you're enjoying this series, thank you so much for checking it out. It's really refreshing for just have a place to discuss. Again, this is kind of like my live stream, since I don't really do them anymore. So it's a chance to discuss what's going on, like the 1.19.1 thing. I look forward to engaging you in your comments down below and figuring out if we can come to a consensus of maybe 1.19.1. Maybe it's not the end of the world. Maybe it's not so bad. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. 2 days from now, you'll see the next Dominion episode. And yeah, I'm look forward to that one. It's a big buildy one. So if you're like, hey, where's Dominion? Well, I'm telling you, it's in 2 days from now. Okay? Love y'all. See you next time. Bye, everybody.